whatever it is that's his or her parents stays in their memory. You forgive your child, but when your child insulting, imagine a grown-up child calling their parents mom or dad names, you know, some parents calling foul names. Who has to be held?
Please like the live stream.
Obviously, the child would have started. The child would have started from a very young age. They did not just start it. A lot of things have happened. And also back to us as parents. How do we behave? How do we do in presence of our kids? How do we carry ourselves? What actions do we do? Do we mess about in presence of our children? Because that's another thing. If you can't be able to, if there are a lot of single parents. I'm a single parent as well. There are a lot of single parents. You hold your to with communication. Listen more than you lecture. Things crave to be heard, but often feel misunderstood. Listen deeply. That explain their thoughts and feelings as as notes when communication flows both ways. Truth blooms and drama takes the back seat. I don't know if you understand what I've just read.
You can yeah, you can explain it.
So, you want me to read it again?
Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what this is saying is that, you know, I would use motivation. I don't know if you know what's called motivational intervention. Motivational intervention is like not leading the conversation. Let the person lead the conversation. Then you try to other ways. Like if someone says to you, "I'm going through this," don't ask this. You have to put it in the other way. This is happening in your life. Can you explain what has led to this? So as parents, especially as African parents, we must my teenagers, they really I'm speaking. They tell me, "Mom, can you listen?" Because as African parents, the way we are brought with the parents, they just talk and talk and talk and talk. And the way we were brought up, and not to speak when our elders are speaking shows disrespect. But growing up and exposed to communication as African parents, we're not our parents didn't really give us much opportunity to communicate.
Sorry, before you
rather we just listen to them.
Yeah. Sorry, before you go on, someone asked a question on YouTube. The person said, don't state Shaniga. Yeah. The person said, which race usually scores lowest on IQ test, but which parent is said to be most responsible for IQ in offspring? Do I again?
Yeah, read it.
Okay. Person said, don't date Shaniga. Okay, the person said, which race you on IQ test is said to be most responsible for IQ in offspring?
I'm not gonna down for father or mother.
Okay.
Both parents are meant to be in every child's life. And if situations happen where both parents go their separate ways, if for the interest of they must have a middle place where they need to support their child or their children. I don't believe in I don't. If the dad or mom is not a drug addict, and if they are not an abuser of children, and if they're not wicked to the children, if they've been a good parent, I believe no matter what happens between a man and a woman, both parents must come together to give the child good life. It doesn't matter where if the child is living with the mom. So in this case, I'm not gonna put the blame on the dad or the mom. I wouldn't, because as parents we're together. But sometimes it's left to the mom and it's left to the dad. So what would you say in that case? The man leaves everything to the wife. So in some cases, the mother will be the teacher, the home would assist with homework, she would work, she would bring money to the table, she would do the school runs, she would run errands for children. And some cases it's the other way around. But we all know that women as mothers we do more for children, much more than the fathers do with the and this is a fact. So in this case, I'm not gonna say the mother or the father it's responsible. I would say both parents are responsible. Because there are children that have been brought into this world by rape. There have been children that have been brought into this world. What would you say? Would you say the man that pregnanted the girl and ran away? Would you, or it works both ways. If you understand what I mean, I'm not going to say parents. It's both parents are responsible. Like both parents are always responsible. That would be my answer. And even if let's say in some cases, some parents are not. So a man or a woman would have lost their partner to death. Trust me, if in most cases you find someone that can represent that be a father figure to you or to your child, or someone that can be a mother figure to you, to your child. There's always that, even in the church, in the community, wherever. That's why I said earlier, whatever you want in life, if you're serious about it, you today. My kid's dad figures my children. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that means so both parents will be responsible for whatever happens to a child. Both parents are meant to be able. That would be my answer.
Thank you for
and then going forward,
please like the live
going
stream.
forward, then the next one will be guide, don't control. Teenagers need structure with freedom inside it. Instead of dictating, give them decision. It's down to parenting. I know sometimes children they go out to copy bad behaviors, they mix up with the wrong crowd, and they start doing silly things. Well, as a parent, especially living in the same household with your child, if you're very observant, you notice changes in your child. So at the point, initial point when this changes, when you start noticing these changes, what have you done? What have you done to curb it? Before you get to a point where a child is taking something from a vendor and not paying. Because this is what addiction cause. If a child is addicted to substance, they will do anything to get that substance. Be it alcohol, be it what kind of drug. As long as anyone is addicted to a substance, they will do whatever they want, they can to get those substance at that point in time. It doesn't matter. They have to still do whatever. They will do it. So at that point, obviously, the mom would have been embarrassed. Every mother would be embarrassed at the experience. And then if the money is in her pocket, she wants to just pay to get out of that situation at that point in time. Would I say for her not, but for how long would she continue doing this?
Yeah.
Is that the solution?
No.
That's not the solution. I think the solution will be getting this boy the right help to avoid this continuing. I know it's difficult to parents in some cases to handle addiction. Parents don't even understand what addiction means. They think when once a person starts drinking, you can just stop. No, it's a different ball game when you're addicted to alcohol. Like I said to a lot of people, alcohol is one of the deadliest substances. You know why? It's legal. You're not. You can, as long as you're an adult, you can. Even when you're not an adult, you get people to buy you alcohol. You know what I mean? It's all out there. It's everywhere, every corner. Even the adverts on the TV, they make it so beautiful. There's no occasion that passes that there's no out of every 10 ads on telly, at least 2 or 3 is based on alcohol. And then I think I was having a meeting with my women because I run a women's group, and then I think one of them we were going to visit one of the ladies in a rehab, and so we were looking for a card to buy for this other person. So this other lady, she said she searched through the cards. Someone that is recovering from you do not want to give her a card. She have to find a card that did not have the picture of a glass wine or a bottle of wine. So even the card factory, they're making money from it. Everyone is making not just producers of alcohol. Everyone is it's less. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And so these substances are killing people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, some people are out there making money from it. You understand? So as parents, that's why we have to guard our parents. Our parenting, whatever has been set into a child's life, even when they go astray, they remember. They'll always remember. That's my that.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
that great nugget. Do you have any other thing to say before I conclude?
Yeah. So you one other thing model calm and integrity. I will touch a bit of that. The one thing I'm going to move on to whatever it is you have for tonight is team. What emotional safety are we creating for our teenagers and our young adults? It says at home, let your teen feel safe to fail, explorability, avoid humiliation or comparison. Two habits that shut communication down is comparison and humiliation. And I see that with my children. Like, come back, maybe they've done a test and it's called 30 over 40. I'm like, I used to do that. I used to say, that person. And then that would really, really depress my girls. And so I've learned like, oh, well done. Okay. Well, next time, what can you do? What do you think you can do better? And then they'll start explaining to me, oh, mom, I think next time I'll do better in this area. I'll do this, I'll do that. Don't shut them down. Don't humiliate them. Don't make them feel like comparison. Children hate it, especially teenagers, especially even when they're not doing their best. I think children just hate to be compared. You know, they hate it. They hate comparison. Sure. They don't even want you to compare them with their siblings. You know, they just hate comparison. So as parents, can we please avoid comparing? Let's find our children's strong areas and just hype them on those areas. And then, you know, at a good time, you can conversation. Oh, you know, you know that number 3. You know, I think maybe you can work a little bit more on that. So your next result, yeah. There are ways of speaking to teenagers and not comparison, making them feel humiliated.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
That's one thing. Then, yeah.
Thank you.
Now, okay. The last one, let me just pick up on this. let me just pick up on this. The last one will be keep culture as compass, not chain. And so African values, respect elders, communal care, spirituality remain vital. Translate those values into language that youth today understand. Why respect matters, how family binds generations, and what resilience means in a digital world. You know, like my children now, apart from like my siblings, my
Yeah.
children, if I tell them to call somebody auntie, they'll be like, Mom, but they're not, that's not your sibling. So for me, I have to take time to explain to my children, whoever you see around mommy, as long as they are adults, just their aunties, don't call them by their name because this is our value. This is
Yeah.
how we show respect. So we have to explain these things to our children, especially children that are not raised in Africa. We have to take our time to explain to them that these are our values. Every elder is uncle, every uncle or auntie. It doesn't have for them for you to say auntie or uncle. It's just a sign of respect.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's it.
That in a nutshell,
Yeah.
it boils down to the parents, whether you're a single parent or you are like parenting with your partner. It boils down to the
Couple,
values
yeah.
you put into your children. So for as the common
Yeah.
saying that be who you want your child to be. You cannot be Z and expect your child to be A. If you want
Exactly.
to see a good
That's right.
character, a good display, something you desire in your child, you have to be the mirror that that child watches. So even if that child is going astray, the child will have that reflection in their head and say, but this is not who I am. Because there's a portion of the Bible, I always bring the word. There's a portion of the Bible that says, if a man falls 7 times, because even if that child is going astray, by the time that child keeps playing in their head, they will definitely come back by God's grace and with prayers. I think with God, all things are possible. That is what I would add to that part. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. So before we go, I would love to know, as firstly, what inspired you to become a content creator? And as a content creator, what are the things you can easily like? What will you advise someone that is just starting out?
Okay, as a new content creator myself, first of all, find your niche.
Yeah.
Like, if you call me up at any time to speak on emotions, well-being, mental health, areas, I will have a book to answer you. If you call me around substance misuse, because this is my area, I enjoy what I do as an occupation. It might not be fantastic, but I enjoy niche. Why are you teaching people on social media? Are you just out there just to dance on social media, shake your bum so people will see you? Or are you out there to dance and just encourage people to be happy? What are you doing? There are different ways people dance on social media. You can come out and just dance, do your worship. But when you're out there doing all the crazy things, what you can come out and dance, use it as a morning exercise. People can copy you. Okay, you can dance and just jog on the spot, dance to the tune while you're exercising. That's a good thing. And you can just play some nice songs. Well, and then what's your niche? Why are you on social media? Is it just, it's not, I know we all, obviously, most of us monetize our social media places. But if the money is not coming, are you happy doing what you're doing? Are you happy to continue? Are you happy to continue creating content based on your niche, based on the areas of specialization? And then you can be like a lifestyle content creator for whatever, anything, be walking down the street, you see a line of dogs walking, and you take a short video, which is lovely. A lot of people around the world will watch it. Well, exactly, why exactly are you on social media? But I think it's a question you have to ask yourself first. Am I here to create content and learn and learn?
Yeah.
Like I've learned a lot, in the short period I've been on social media, I've learned a lot. And I'm still growing. I'm new here, so I'm still growing. My aim is to reach as many people as possible with my content. One of my prayers is someone wakes up in the morning and sees one of my content and get encouraged. And sometimes I go live for motivational speech. That's a new thing, my new thing I'm doing now. I just find it lovely motivational speech and I go live. And even if people pass through, it's like walking through a passage. You hear words that will encourage you. You might don't yeah, don't give up, keep going. You will hear something that would encourage you in that 30 minutes to 1 hour motivational speech moment. So that's a question that what are you? Why am I on social media? So that's a personal question everyone needs to ask themselves and need to answer honestly.
Yeah. Because I see some people will be like, I don't even know what I want to do. I just want to. They say I should do content. I'm getting too many advice. God, let me just start now. But the truth is that by the time you start, if you're such a person, by the time you really have passion for, because I believe out of everything you do daily, there is something that really, really attracts you. So check that thing that really, really make that can keep you for minutes and going. That could be the niche, because most people don't really know what they truly want.
One other thing I need to yeah. And one other thing I need to also say is this: don't shy away from early beginnings. Don't shy away from early beginnings. Just know that as a content creator,
Yeah,
we're all here to learn.
yeah,
Don't shy away from criticisms. Don't yourself feel like, oh, I'm doing right. There's always a beginning for everyone. There's always that moment where you you have to learn. You're growing. So believe in, go with the flow. As you like the last life we did. This is better than the last one.
yeah,
This is for me. That's how I feel. That's not what I mean. That's how I feel. So it's you grow and you learn and you know to do things better. Like today, I've learned to put my background up now. So whenever I'm going, like I know what to do. It's a learning course. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be ashamed
yeah,
to ask questions if you're not getting them. Look for someone that knows it better and ask questions. But don't go to someone that will start taking glory over your life. Because one thing I hate when someone does something for you and they start taking glory and making you feel like without them you wouldn't have been able to survive. If you help someone, to God be the glory. Help someone and move on. That's and for me, if you find people around you, whenever you ask them for help, they help you, but they want to take glory over help. I shy away from those people asking for help.
a parent dealing with their young teenage and as a content creator, because most people are delving into being a content creator. But the thing is that if you know what you're here for, you will succeed. When I mean succeed, it doesn't mean that once you start posting, you go viral. That's not what I mean. It means that when you know what you're here for, you keep doing that thing and don't stop. Just continue, whether people are sharing you or not. Just keep going. Thank you so much, Silverline, for this great time with you. It was really, 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 really enjoyable, and I hope we meet again next day, right? By this time too. So
Every Saturday.
so we have a YouTube enjoyed you. Hold on, sorry. We have a YouTube community that enjoyed you. We have Bo Slick Queen. Bob Slick Queen said he's a kid. I don't know the age bracket, but he said he was a kid. And we had a question I asked earlier. So thank you all for tuning in. This is Miss Silverline, a mental health specialist. She's also on YouTube. You can check her out. What is your name on YouTube so they can hear again? Silverline Face.
Still, I've not been active. I need to revamp it. Then I'll. Yeah.
Yeah, but let them.
Silver Line New
But
Face.
yeah,
But I need to.
yeah, Silver Line New Face. They can still
The
check you out.
Silver Line New Face.
Yeah,
So, but I've not gone on my YouTube for a while. So
yeah.
I'm focusing more on my TikTok
Okay,
now,
yeah.
and then soon get back on YouTube. So.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you. And do you have anything to
Thank
say before
you.
we go? Please, I want you to advise a child or a teenager that has wrong parenting, that they can't look up to their parents. Just a video I watched the other day. It's so funny. The boy said that the parents, the mother can never be his role model. Neither can the father be his role.
Exactly.
He said, God
You know
forbid.
what? He's seen a lot.
He said he
He has
can
seen a
never.
lot. That child would have seen a lot.
Oh
That
God.
child would have seen a
Yeah.
lot. That child would have seen a lot. For that child to, for like, saying their parents cannot be a role model. That means there is a lot of negativity going around that the child has seen and that decided, you know what, this one can be my role. So my advice to any teenager or young adult out there parenting at home, seek for help.
Yeah.
Seek for help through schools. If you're in education, speak to someone in school and say, you know what, I think my parents need help. And sometimes some parents don't know they need help. And so by the time they start going through a counseling section, they start onboarding some things. And trust me, some parents would have suffered abuse, trauma that has led them to become bad parents, you know. But this is another topic for another day. That's another
Yeah,
topic.
it's
Maybe
really
for next
another
Saturday
topic
we'll
for
deal with
another day because
parents
yeah.
with trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
My advice to every young person out there: go to church, ask someone in your church. If you're a Muslim, get some elders in the mosque, to speak. I know some religion will try to sweep things under the carpet as well. If you speak to someone, there must be a safeguard lead in every school. Just say to them, I need help in this area. Just there's counseling helps a lot,
Yeah.
And then if they belong to like churches, there are elders churches, there are people, teachers in church they can speak to and just get guidance. And also some parents have good friends that can cleave to and get some good structures as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Because the truth that is both ways, both parents and young children. Because some parents are even having challenge being on social media. They don't know how to control their time. Like you said, it's a topic for another day. Like the lady that went viral for like playing with her babies and public area and for fun. Some people are perverts on this space. So if you follow everything you get, you end up leaving yourself just because of some coins and all that you get on this space. So we all have to be careful out there. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. And hopefully we will meet again same time on Saturday next week. Thank you, Miss Silverline. Nice having you here.
All
God
right.
bless.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you all for joining. God bless. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.